Hey guys, long time no see. This is not my first video on here, and it certainly won't be my last, but I really wanted to create a series on here with cooking videos and incorporating my art and animation and overall passion for both of these hobbies. I never really made a video like this and honestly don't really care if it does well. I'm just kind of posting for fun and maybe to help those who are not as experienced in cooking to branch out and learn to better their skills. I am not by any means a Michelin star chef, but just have fun watching these videos. I'm kind of just making a little archive for my boyfriend who doesn't really know how to cook. So yeah, today we're gonna be making spiced Greek yogurt chicken breast with a side of zucchini. This recipe can serve about 2 to 4 people depending on how much you end up buying for this recipe. The cook time for me personally ranged from a good 30 minutes to a good hour. So the main ingredients you're going to need for this meal is regular boneless, skinless chicken breast, zucchini, 1 lemon, Greek yogurt, and it's not totally necessary, but I also added some olive oil. For your spices, feel free to use any that you have a liking to. If you want to follow along with the spices that I'm going to be cooking with, I went ahead and used black pepper, oregano leaves, paprika, some Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, and garlic salt. If you choose to only use salt and pepper, I'm not mad. I'm just gonna judge you a little. It's not gonna taste as good, I promise. You're gonna start by putting 2/3 of a cup of Greek yogurt into a bowl. I accidentally put a full cup because I forgot the measurements, but it's not gonna ruin your recipe. Don't worry about it. Also, make sure to get a bowl that preferably is going to fit your raw chicken breast in as well. Next up, you're gonna add all your spices. I'm just showing the ones that I used on screen. I do not have exact measurements for this. I just eyeballed it. If you need to taste it, go ahead and taste it. It's just Greek yogurt with seasonings in it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my lemon in half and squeeze it on in. I know what I'm doing on video looks very dangerous, but I promise I'm a total professional at cutting things with one hand. I am crippled. I can do it, I promise. The knife I was using also just really sucked. I totally almost forgot to mention to add the olive oil. I'm not measuring here, just add what you think is enough. Before we move on though, make sure to please pick up your mess as you are cooking. It just helps you keep a clean surface. On to step number 2, we're gonna be scoring our chicken before we put it into our Greek yogurt marinade. You don't have to, but it is going to allow your marinade to seep into the chicken and give it just some more flavor. Next, we're going to add this to our yogurt mix, and if you have the time, try marinating this for a good 30 minutes for some extra flavor. Then go ahead and turn your stove on medium to high heat, and once your pan is hot enough, you're going to want to go ahead and add your chicken. I don't know how electric stoves work, so don't take my word on that. I'm gonna be adding 2 at a time to my pan because my pan is pretty small, but just make sure the pan is hot enough for it to start sizzling. Don't worry, I wash my hands before I touch the chicken and after I wash the chicken, so I'm being safe. Guys, I promise, I have my food handling card that expires this year. Oh god, I get a new one. Alfredo. Yeah. Oh, look how good that looks, guys. Oh, okay. Now, if you don't know how long to cook this for, I cooked it for roughly about 10 minutes each side. This is all wrong. I meant to say I cooked it for 12 minutes and interchangeably flipped it every other minute. I don't know what I'm yapping about, but it sure as hell was not 10 minutes each side. So please excuse me and my incorrect information while explaining this. But I didn't just leave it on its side for 10 minutes. I made sure to flip them interchangeably for, I'd say like 5 minutes, and then I'd flip it again for 5 minutes, and then I'd flip it again for 5 minutes. Just trust your judgment and cook it for however long you think you'd like it to be done. I did it for a good like 12 minutes, and it came out pretty juicy. Just don't overcook it to be dry. If you want to cut it in half while it's in the pan to make sure it's not raw on the inside, please feel free to do that. Step number 720 21 billion. As you're cooking your chicken, if you can manage to double task, go ahead and wash your zucchini. Go ahead and cut them the long way. And when your chicken is done, let it rest off the soap somewhere. I added some olive oil to my pan, and once it heated up, I went ahead and added my zucchini. I didn't add too much seasoning to this pan because the zucchini is cooking in the same pan that the chicken did, and all that excess flavor kind of cooks with it. I cooked this for, I want to say, a good 10 minutes. You don't have to really cook it that long, but I cooked it for a good time. I like mine a little soft. Also, you can cover this with a pan cover if you want it to steam a little. It does help cook it a little quicker, and also softens the vegetable a little bit too. I fucking love zucchini. Once these bad boys have a little more color on them, I went ahead and taste tested them and realized they did need a little bit more flavor. So I added some garlic salt and a little more pepper and kind of went with it. And there you have it. I just made some spiced Greek yogurt, chicken breast, and some zucchini. If you want to pair it with some rice as well, go right on ahead. I personally wasn't really in the mood for some rice, but I know that it would probably be a really good side dish as well. As an appetizer, me and my boyfriend decided to have some bourbon bacon jam that my best friend imported from Texas to me on some sourdough bread. It's still really amazing. Let me know if you ended up cooking with me, and I really enjoyed making this video for fun. If you have any questions or suggestions with what I should make next, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe so I can blow up the White House later on in another video.